All right, chat. We got a week recap. Week 3 of June. This is gonna be from the 15th up until the 19th. All right, pretty short week because Friday was a bank holiday. It was Juneteenth, whatever that stupid ass holiday is. Well, I don't want to say that. I don't know. I really don't know what that holiday is for. It's just, I don't know, bro. Fucking markets close over that shit, but it's whatever. um, yeah, pretty short week. Honestly, slow week as well. So there's really not much. I can probably get through this in like maybe just a little bit over 10 minutes. But we're gonna get started on Monday. See what we got. I really don't remember. I have the setups up here still, so I can look through it. But I think there's only like 2 or 3 setups this week, and it was only two separate days. So it looks like we have a continuation model here. If I bring this back to 9:30, so we took out London High. It seems, yeah, structure's kind of off here. Not sure if we have anything to the left of us. So we have this fair value gap above here, which I'm going to mark. Sort of hourly BPR. Maybe on the 4-hour we might have something. So this 4-hour BPR also aligns here. We're in, currently a massive ass 4-hour. Honestly, yeah, we formed this new week opening gap. We expanded higher, so really not really looking for shorts to new week opening gap. I'm really just honestly not looking for nothing. It's kind of just letting price, develop its structure and whatnot. So off rip, market, wrong button. So we go on the 1 minute chart. Let's see what is happening. Dump down, run up. Okay, so I think, yeah, we tap into this 5 minute here. It's not sponsored gap or anything like that. It's really not important at all. Maybe there's like some lower time frame IFG. Okay, so there's a 30-second IFG. This would have gotten break even. I don't think this is A plus at all. It's literally just a random ass fucking, like, dude, the target is so scuffed, bro. The target is literally so scuffed. Where's the hourly we're supposed to target? So we actually already go above that hourly anyways. I'm gonna just mark that like that. Yeah, there's really nothing. By the time you get the entry, we've already hit the hourly, so you're just targeting nothing. You're a fucking retard if you're looking to trade this right here. That's pretty fucking stupid of you. I mean, it does hit. Most likely would have gotten break even anyways, but it's just there's nothing. It's a dangerous trade. Continue to run up. Okay, now there's possibly an entry here. Possibly. Okay, we pulled back into this 15 minute, right? Pulled back into the 15 minute. Nothing on the 5 minute seems here, but what I am liking a lot is, when do we generate this 15 minute? 10 a.m. Okay, so why is it? This is confusing. Anyways, oh, the 10 minute was generated over here at 45. But where's the wick? That's so weird. All right, well, we hit it. We generate a shit ton of low resistance right here, like a shit ton. We do provide an entry model here, which I do like, because we hit the 15 minute, but however, it doesn't look too noticeable. It looks like we're still in the choppiness of this range. Look for about a 1-to-1 here. So yeah, that shit banged. Okay, it was a pretty good trade. I like it. It's just, I don't know, for me, this looks like it has to be a nice displacement candle. It'd be nice if we got like, a CISD or something here. That would have been good. Or like just a solid close that's more volatile, right? This just kind of just looks like we're still continuing to build this low resistance. So that is what's dangerous to me. Maybe this 30-second respect, you could have taken that. Or once we broke, structure here in the 30-second, that would have been a pretty good entry. But yeah, I do like the resweep. I like everything else about it. This trade looks not too bad. It doesn't even look bad at all, in my opinion. It's just literally just the manipulation. Maybe we had some SMT, maybe. Yeah, it looks like we did. Okay, we had SMT at these lows right there. Nothing too significant though, but really the only reason why this is a good trade is because we have LR above. All right, that's in fact the only reason. I'm gonna play out the rest. Yeah, and everything else is just fucking chop work. We have another set of LR that gets ran through here, but that's about it. So that's gonna do it for this day. Now we go on to Tuesday, which is the day we actually have a pretty solid setup. All right, so this trade. Okay, this one was pretty good. Only one thing holding this trade back. Um, dude, fuck. Okay, so before open, we had stacks of low resistance right here. All right, relatively equal lows. Bang, 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 with even London low being there. We have Asia low. We have equal lows at Asia low. Very obvious bearish structure. We start running up. We get a nice break of structure, inversing all these gaps with great displacement. So it's obviously, a sign of reversal. If we check what we're rejecting off of, I think we have a massive ass SMT here. Yeah, huge fucking SMT, bro. Fucking massive. Okay, and versus hourly here, just very bearish structure. We don't even really have to look at what we're rejecting off of, which I will just in case. So looks like we're coming off the sweep here. Really nothing much over there, but yeah. Let me just check the hourly just in case. So come up again, just nothing over here on the hourly to the left. So I really don't care. All you need to know is just look at the structure and look at the DOL. It's very fucking obvious where we're going. So what I wanted to see was a pullback up to the 50% mark of this range. All right, from this low. Well, I'm gonna play market open really quickly because. So boom, we come down, end up sweeping this low. We get a long setup here. Now I don't really like this long setup because I would rather just wait for us to get the. I don't want to trade the manipulation leg. Plus, I don't really know a good stop here. Target for maybe a 1-to-1, but ooh, that shit would have almost lost. And this shit didn't even hit. Okay, so anyways, once we pull back up, the one thing I don't like about this, right, or not really, it just would have made it so much better, is if we save this low here. So we have equal lows at Asia low right there. If we would have saved that, that would have been fucking phenomenal. That would have been beautiful, right? We pull back up. We have an unmitigated 15-minute up here. We also have an untapped 30-minute up there. I'm not sure if we have an hourly. We don't really have an hourly, but we also have this 5-minute VPR right above here. So once we end up hitting that, that's our perfect sign. We hit equilibrium. We have the fair value gaps backing it up, and we have the DOL in place. The structure's aligning with our bearish bias. We're in a way forming some steep trend line right here. Set of equal lows. And yeah, this looks, hold on, I got a fucking message. All right. So yeah, boom, we come up. What is this line? I don't know what this line is. This is probably for the next day or some shit, but okay, yeah, I remember what that is. Don't mind that line. It's just an hourly fair value gap that I have marked out. I'm gonna zoom this over there. But yeah, so essentially, I don't like the price action here. I really, really don't. We do in a way have some form of SMT right there. Doesn't really matter though. It's not anything too significant. You can hardly even tell because this price action fucking sucks. We get this initial short up here. I don't like it because it's too, for one, it's too far up considering the price action. Like if we would have a really nice, chop session, low resistance, nice manipulation in V shape, I would have 100% taken that. But considering the price action, the delivery, everything about this kind of looked just weak. So once we broke structure here and came into this more, discounted gap, not super discounted, but it's, more discounted than this. That's when I was like, all right, once we break this, I'll look for a long there, or short, sorry, not long. Bang, came down, we broke structure, inverse the gap, we even broke structure here. We have, equal lows right there, overall bias looking for, we also have this untapped hourly, which is also an untapped 4-hour. Right there, untapped hourly and 4-hour. And so yeah, that's pretty much what I was trying to target. I personally, when I took this trade, I waited for a pullback to get a better entry just because it was pretty discounted. I wanted my stop above this order block, which was also above the IFEG here. So pretty good protected stop. There's no reason we should go any higher. We start chopping up a bit, start coming close to stop loss, and then we fucking bounce back. Once we inverse this gap here to the downside, that's when it was my cue, and I was like, yeah, we're winning this. There's no way this fails, right? We essentially give another entry model. Well, not really, because this 5-minute ended up getting inverse to the upside, so it's not really a continuation model, but once I saw this break, I just knew we were going to flush down. Like, there's just no fucking way, right? And we ended up doing that. Huge candle down. Went break even. Once we had a displacement candle, there was really no set break even. I guess it could have been these equal lows, but just once we displaced, that's when I went break even. and I got out for about a 1.5, like somewhere around here. But again, my entry was up here, stop loss was tighter, you know, all that good stuff. So, but this trade did end up hitting full TP. Now we did edge right here, which is fucking bullshit. I don't know why we did that. We give a pullback and then rip through it. But yeah, pretty good setup. That's like the only setup I could see on this day, even though it was A plus, but the price action was absolutely fucking dog shit. So that really held it back. But all the confluences aligned. We had the DOL, the structure aligned with it, the bias aligned with it. Key levels got hit, BPR, untapped gaps, equilibrium. You know, just overall everything aligned with this. So I really like the setup here. Now let's see what else. We ended up dumping quite a bit here. And then we'll just move on to the next day, Wednesday. Not too sure what happened Wednesday, don't really remember, but we're about to find out. Doesn't look like we have anything. Alright, so Wednesday, pump up. Okay. I remember quite a bit about this. So hourly structure, kind of bounced out of that gap there. If we go to the 4 hour, let's see what happened here. We're inside of a huge 4 hour. We're also inside of another huge 4 hour, opposite or opposing, bullish and bearish gap. Whatever the fuck. My chair's squeaking like a motherfucker. It's kind of pissing me off. But we have an hourly BPR up here. Okay, hourly BPR. So really it's just kind of a condition. We're bouncing out of this hourly. Now we can either inverse this gap, run higher, or we can respect this and run lower. That's kind of my condition. Don't really like structure too much. There's really not a confirmed DOL. We do have London high above if we do break past this hourly. Overall looking pretty bullish here. We're rejecting out of here, and it's just really a matter of this condition, whether it's going to get respected or rejected. Now, off open, we hit the BPR, and then we reject lower like crazy, a fucking insane entry, and I'm pretty sure you could have caught something down here, because that reaction was pretty sick, bro. It was a pretty insane reaction, if you ask me. Inverse this out, this 1 minute, I don't know why I was about to say hourly. Wow. Yeah, there's really no entry you could have possibly taken. Maybe this 3 minute, but it's just way too fucking down, and, I don't know. It's just too risky in my opinion. But, yeah, we give this nice V shape back to the upside, and it looks like a good pattern trade, but we're really not rejecting off of anything. We don't sweep any low. I don't believe we're rejecting off of any gap. I mean, we do end up respecting this 50 minute, which is fucking insane, but that's way up there, you know what I mean? Maybe the 5 minute. Yeah, there's really nothing much on the 5 minute. No SMT. Yeah, it's just kind of bullshit, but anyways, we run back up. And we hit this BPR again. We resweep this high, and we start running lower. We do inverse a 2 minute. I don't like this 2 minute because we still have some 1 minutes below here. This 1 minute BPR, let's end up, could possibly hold, which it didn't. We ended up running lower, but I personally didn't like it. I don't mind the rejection level. I'd like that we reswept that high. What was that, 930 wick? That was 929, but yeah. We did retest that BPR and then ended up running lower. But yeah, I don't really see any valid entries. Once we hit this level, we kind of just take forever to run back up. And inverse the 5 minute back to the upside. Now, I wouldn't mind an entry here. Alright, I really wouldn't. Let me finish this 5 minute. Okay, so that's where the 5 minute closes up here. We reject out of that 1 minute. So that's a pretty good entry, but I do not like the fact that we're starting to generate low resistance here. This is pretty scary because we can easily resweep that and then run higher. Not only that, but you're targeting a protected high, a high that had immediate reaction, not once but twice out of this BPR. So that's definitely a protected high. We are bouncing off Asia low, tapping into that gap. That order block. Do we have an SMT? Doesn't look like it. Okay, yeah, there's really just no setup here. I'm kind of just wasting my time fucking explaining everything. There's really nothing to look for here. Nothing at all. Now I'm just going to skim past this. Boom, boom. End up running higher and then end up running lower. There's really no reason to look for any trades here. DOL has been taken. DOL has been taken. There's nothing. All right, so let's just go all the way to 11 a.m. See where we ended off. In a fat fucking range. Nice, 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 nice. Alright, now on to the last day of the week. I keep forgetting that it was a bank holiday, so. Alright, so this day, I gotta kind of remember what happened this day. Okay. So, coming into today was very fucking bullish. Rejected out of this new week. So Wednesday afternoon we had a FOMC, which I just remember that kind of explains why price action probably was so choppy and disgusting looking. But we dumped lower, end up running higher, bouncing out of this new week opening gap or new. Why does it say in dog? In wog, bro, not dog. This is a new week opening gap, right? So yeah, we reject out of that new week opening gap. If we go to the hourly, reject out of it. I mean, we do close below it, but the 4 hour didn't, and it's a very obvious rejection. You know, we super high time frame V shape, and yeah, Asia low. We accumulate, we run lower, manipulate into this hourly, respect both these hourly gaps, and then I don't know if it's a 4 hour or not. Yeah, nothing on the 4 hour, but we run back up. Generate relatively equal highs on London, manipulate lower, bounce out of this little tiny gap, sweeping liquidity. This was also an hourly fair value gap right there. And then, yeah, just run up, bullish structure. We have very obvious DOL over here to the high time frame with this low resistance being generated. Final buy side, which is previous day London. So this is obviously the market maker buy model. Okay, you can see we have that reversal right there. Start trending upwards toward this BSL. Now here's where those lines from earlier come in handy because we got a 4 hour BPR right here, and we also have an untapped hourly just a little bit above at this high right there. So that's pretty much the only other targets I can think of besides previous day London high or the buy side, but that already got hit by the time market opened. And yeah, market opens and we start rejecting. Now here's a setup, a really good setup. We inverse this gap here to the downside, and one moment. What was I thinking? I was thinking of something. I don't know what I was thinking of. The targets we have are, we have this untapped 5 minute here, and then this more obvious discounted untapped 5 minute, which aligns with this order block. And then we have an untapped 15 minute really quick. Let me go to that. Untapped 15 minute, which aligns with OTE. I believe is also a 30 minute as well. Yeah, it is. And we just have a small set of like low resistance right there that got generated. So it's pretty obvious. The only reason why I like shorts, even though we're bullish, is because we hit that buy side liquidity. We're in the 4 hour gap. Even though we still have these other duos above, it makes sense to reject off of here. We also have an SMT at that high. So yeah, and really just the targets here made this trade so good. I love the delivery we got here. We're trying to struggling, wicking, and then bang, just a fucking big ass displacement candle. We put in a little mini order block, and yeah, it just straight delivers the TP. Price starts rejecting. Now here we do inverse this 15 minute gap here, and then the 5 minute right there. But the 30 minute ends up holding. Okay, so we're not really confirmed bearish. We do pull back into this 5 minute, and we give some pretty sloppy shorts, such as this 1 minute discount, but it's right there. You can't really see it, but yeah, it's a pretty bad trade, very risky, just sloppy PA, not really any generated liquidity to go back here. Oh, excuse me, I'm tired. And then we kind of just bullshit around, start chopping, and then boom, we open this 5 minute. All right, we open this 5 minute fair value gap here. We inverse this 5 minute to the upside, and then we get a nice pullback, generating equal highs, and then bang, I pull this back. So we tap into the 5 minute, Now it's not really anything AA plus because we don't really hit EQ this range. You know, we inverse the 15-minute and 5-minute. We're targeting a protected high. There's some things wrong about it, I will say, but you know, this just looks so fucking clean. We tap the 5-minute, beautiful rejection, equal highs, bang, taken out instantly, huge displacement candle to the upside, CISD, breaker structure, IFEG, everything about this looked fucking beautiful, bro. Beautiful. And then we come up, hit that 4-hour BPR, and then we give another short out of here. I don't really like this short. There's really nothing to target besides the 5-minute, which has already been mitigated. Plus, we have an untapped hourly above. I just don't really know. The bias is kind of all over the place. So, come lower, we end up rejecting it back up higher. And then that untapped hourly ends up getting hit around right here. Yeah, around right there. We do reject out of that 5-minute, but I don't know, man. It's just nothing really looks too A plus here. Again, we already hit. We've taken out a DOL 1 and 2 times, right? So aiming for 2 protected highs, or aim. You know what I mean. I'm not even gonna fucking over-explain myself, but that's just kind of unreasonable. So any longs here or anything is just invalid to me. It's just, yeah, we already hit the DOL. We can't really expect much besides chopness, but and I guess I might as well just briefly go over, you know, next day's PA, which is Friday. Oh my gosh, what the fuck is happening? Alright, so Friday looked pretty bullish. We had a nice V shape. Rejection out of here, resweep, bouncing out of fair value gaps, probably an hourly BPR, 4-hour maybe. Okay, nothing about 4-hour. We do inverse the 4-hour over there to the left. And targets would be Asia high or just this high in general, but there's really nothing to look forward to. Yeah, look at this fucking chop price action, bro. There's absolutely nothing to look for in here. I'm not even gonna waste my time, actually. Anyways, that's gonna wrap it up with this week recap. To briefly go over everything. Let's see. Monday, we don't present much. Run up, we give a continuation model, but it's not A plus whatsoever. Very much a pattern trade. We do get this really clean setup here. The entry kind of holds us back, though, I will say, but it was really, really good in my opinion. And then Tuesday, beautiful short. The only bad thing was PA was fucking horrible. We had to take a shittier entry. Things just didn't look good, but everything else, you know, confluence-wise, bias-wise, structure-wise, everything aligned. Literally just the fact that PA was on some bullshit. But yeah, pretty good trade there. I really like that. Very obvious. Now we got Wednesday. Fucking FOMC. We run up, hit the BPR, run down, run back up, hit the BPR, run back down. We give possible shorts, but I really don't like them whatsoever. We give a possible long on the 5-minute, but we generate low resistance beneath us, protected high. We just keep bouncing up and down. FOMC, typical. And then we dump for FOMC, right? And then we have a nice V shape back to the upside. And on the last day of this week, last trading day, Thursday, we're presented with beautiful longs from the structure we built from FOMC, the low resistance we have here, and yeah, we have previous day London, which is our buy side, the final buy side of this market maker buy model. We run up, hit that, get rejection out of it, beautiful shorts with like just beautiful A plus targets to the downside here. Start, you know, stalling, rejecting back to the upside. We don't really show any signs of, you know, directions here, but the fact that we tapped this 5-minute gives such a beautiful entry model with valid targets above, despite this being protected high. I still think this is very, very valid for around a 1-to-1. Probably would have been a break even, probably not. Who knows? I didn't take it. And then after that, we kind of get a short, which I don't really consider a good setup. It's just, I don't know. It looks good pattern-wise, but yeah, not really much good targets. And then that's pretty much it. So anyways, it's going to wrap it up for this week recap, and I am out. Peace.